that this service on Sunday morning is going to be the best of the best. So this is not one to miss. Please don't. I can almost guarantee you, if you tune in, if you watch it, if you participate in it, you'll be so happy that you did.
All right. Our call to worship this morning is number 602. Right? Yes. If there is peace. And so I'm going to read the minister part, and Katie will read your part, and you all help her out. Okay? All right. If there is to be peace in the world,
There must be peace in the nations.
if there is to be peace in the nations,
There must be peace in the cities.
if there is to be peace in the cities,
There must be peace in the neighborhoods.
if there is to be peace between neighbors,
There must be peace in the home.
if there is to be peace in the home,
There must be peace in the heart.
that's it. It's from the Taoist tradition.
Please say our chalice Latin words with me. We light the chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, as a beacon of hope for all who seek justice, dignity, and compassion, and in celebration of the life of truth and beauty we share together. And now our affirmation statement.
Love is the spirit of this church, and the service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in God, and to help one another.
Our next hymn is number 209, and I'm not sure everybody's familiar with it, but we're lucky today that Joe's going to play it on the recorder one time through so you can hear the melody. And don't worry if you mess up, we're going to do new hymns every once in a while.
morning. How's everybody doing? Woo, I got a woo-hoo. That's pretty good. My name is Allison Faber, and I'm the Director of Religious Education here at UUCBV. I have a couple of announcements before our Time for All Ages today. Ari is going to the Natural History Museum on Tuesday. We will meet out front at 10 a.m. Secondly, our band book club is coming this summer. Our first read is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and the discussion will be June 15th at 7:30. The discussion is for ages 14 and up, but you know your child that is the recommended age for that book. So if you have any summer reading requirements at your school, we have a couple of books that might be good for you to get those out of the way this summer. You can find all the books we're discussing on the poster on the wall during coffee hour. All right. So today our Time for All Ages is a story called I Am Peace. And it's a book of mindfulness by Susan Verde, and the art is by Peter H. Reynolds. There are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before. The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor being carried away. I give myself a moment. I take a breath, and then I tell myself, it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet, and I steady myself. And I start to notice the here and the now. My thoughts begin to settle. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear. I let things go. I can say what I feel inside out loud. I know myself. I can share kindness with others. I make a difference. I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and strength. I connect to nature. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. Now the water is still. I have found my anchor and everything is all right. I don't need to worry about before or after. I am in this moment. I am peace. Now I share my peace with others and hope it is carried away to those who need it. And I dream we are peace. The end. All right, we have a couple of new people today, so I just wanted to go over what we do after our Time for All Ages. We're going to sing a song, and everybody who wants to come to religious education can meet me by the back door. This is entirely voluntary, so only if you are comfortable with doing so. Now, please join me in singing This Little Light of Mine as we go to our Eve.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
where we have joys and concerns, where we come up to the front and tell everybody in the community any joys or sorrows that you would like to share with the community, and light an electronic candle maybe. Sometimes they work. Anybody want to come up?
I don't know if we have a big enough candle. I have a joy. I have an awesome joy that Christine Hastings and I, next Saturday at the LaSalle at 4:30, are getting married. And so my joy. And we were, the whole making a wedding thing and keeping things small and invitation list, but I wanted everybody in our church family to know you are welcome. We didn't send invitations to everybody. We didn't try to invite everybody, but I've known a lot of you for a lot of years, and it's at 4:30 at the LaSalle. We're gonna have a little reception at the village right afterwards. So any of you that want to come, you're welcome to be there. And yay, we're getting married.
I need to be about 3 inches taller. I asked your prayers for Eleanor Ford, who all of you know. She's always greeting us and welcoming us into church, and she heads the caring committee, but she now needs some caring. She was on her way to Illinois, and in the airport, her meniscus in her knee tore. So she was in a whole lot of pain. Did not get on the airplane, obviously. Stayed in Houston and is now back home and waiting to see an orthopedic surgeon so that she can get that repaired. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She deserves a good, well-healed knee.
I just want to give a shout out to my family members who are having a reunion in Appelt's Hill in Lavaca County, and thinking about the relatives that came to Texas in 1854. And if you see somebody with the name Appelt, I'm related.
Anybody else? We light a candle for all the unspoken joys and sorrows today. And now it's a time in our service where we get in touch with what Emerson called the wise silence. And the sound of children is always part of that wise silence. We'll just have a couple of moments of silence. I'm going to end the time of silence with a bodhisattva vow from the Buddhist tradition called Free from Suffering. May all sentient beings be well and enjoy the root of happiness, free from suffering and the root of suffering. May they not be separated from the joy beyond sorrow. May they dwell in spacious equanimity, free from craving, fear, and ignorance. A bodhisattva vow. And now here's a reading from the Dalai Lama. There is no need for temples, no need for complicated philosophy. Our own brain, our own heart is our temple. The philosophy is kindness. The Dalai Lama. So this morning, the sermon is on meditation techniques and all the different kinds of meditation techniques, and some of the people who are very famous and writing books that can be really helpful if you're interested in any of these styles. I also want to talk a little bit about the science of it, but maybe we should start out with what is meditation. So meditation is the practice of thinking deeply or focusing one's mind for a period of time. This can be done in silence or with the help of chanting, and is done for a number of reasons, ranging from religious or spiritual purposes to a method for evoking relaxation. In our modern hectic world, meditation has gained traction in recent years as a way to manage stress. Scientific evidence has also emerged that shows meditation can be a helpful tool in fighting chronic illnesses, including depression, heart disease, and chronic pain. So they've done all kinds of studies. They used to do studies in the 70s about TM, Transcendental Meditation. Maybe you remember that. Okay, well, a lot of those studies they didn't have enough people, and they didn't have good boundaries, good rules in the study, so some of the studies were skewed. And so a lot of pop magazines wrote about how great meditation was for your body and all these things. And some of that stuff is true. So I kind of did some research, and here are the 10 things that we are pretty sure are true about meditation. I'm sure they're going to study more. So meditation almost certainly does sharpen your attention. So if you do it on a regular basis, your ability to focus is going to improve. It lasts up to 5 years after doing a period of meditation. So even if you're one of those people that picks something up for a few months and then drops it like a hot rock, it's okay. Don't worry. It's still helping you. Long-term consistent meditation does seem to increase resiliency to stress. So meditation is a really good way. If you're having lots of stress in your life and you want to lower the cortisol in your body, meditation is a cheap, easy way to do that. Meditation does appear to increase compassion. So if you're working on your compassion skills, you don't always feel charitable. You don't always feel cussing people when you're driving. You know who you are. I call them names of my family. I'll go, okay, Grandpa, okay, cousin. I don't know why. It's sort of funny. Anyway, they've done all kinds of studies. The meditation really increases your compassion, especially metta meditation. So how many of y'all have done the metta meditation with me? May you be free from danger, may you be mentally happy. That one, that's a metta meditation, a loving meditation. There are a number of them. The one we're going to sing at the end of the service that's in the hymnal that supposedly the Buddha wrote is be ye lamps unto yourselves. That's metta meditation. So those are particularly good for compassion and building your compassion. It improves your mental health. For long-time meditators, activity in the default network, the part of our brains that, when not busy, our focused activity, ruminate on thoughts, feelings, and experiences, quiets down when you're meditating. So if you're one of those people that gets in a trauma loop and you're just going around and around and around, I'm one of those people, meditation can actually break that cycle for you. And so you might want to look into some of these options. It can have a positive impact on your relationships. You'll be kinder to your relatives and the people that you drive around, that you call grandma. You'll be kinder in general. You'll have a better relationship with your kids. Take 20 minutes Even if you just lay in bed when you first wake up in the morning for a few minutes and just calm yourself and go through your day, it'll make your whole process better and have more patience with your kids. This is kind of interesting. It reduces your bias. So they've proven that meditation will help you with your bias. If like you're afraid of homeless people or you're having trouble with those kind of things, you go, oh, those people. Meditation evidently helps you work on that. You will be kinder and more open. So that's a nice thing about it. It definitely has an impact on physical health, although that's where in those studies they kind of overblowed it in the 70s. So it's going to make you healthier, but so will exercise and eating right. So it's just a tool in your toolbox for that. And then here are the caveats. So if you are a trauma survivor or your PTSD or any of those things, meditation may aggravate those things. It's not for everyone. So if you try it and you start getting really anxious or whatever, you might want to get some assistance. And there are more than one kind of meditation, as we're going to talk about today. The kids are doing a snack meditation today and a walking meditation. So there are a lot of different kinds of meditation, including spiritual ones. And so how much meditation is enough? Well, what you can actually do on a regular basis is enough. If your life is really hard, do it longer. But you should be able to get by on 20 minutes a day or twice a day, if you can work that out. Not everybody can, especially if you've got small people in your house. So there are not lots and lots and lots of spiritual meditation practices, some of them thousands of years old, especially in the Hindi traditions, Buddhist traditions. So there's a thing called japa mala or mantra meditation, where you have a loop of prayer beads, and India in Hinduism and Jainism and Sikhism and Buddhism, where you practice reciting a mantra or sacred sound over and over and using beads like a rosary. That's one style of spiritual meditation. Sufis do a remembrance of God meditation, and usually there's music involved too. The Jewish Kabbalah tradition has many different options. Loving kindness meditations in Buddhism. You can reflect on your mortality in Theravada Buddhism. So thinking about your death is a meditation form. And in Zen Buddhism, more people in America are familiar with that. How many people are pretty familiar with Zen? Where you sit, lotus position, somebody hit you with a stick. No, not really. There is a Buddhist center there's a Zen Buddhist center in Houston. Do you know about it from when you lived there?
I went about the one in Houston, and I did the one in Albuquerque, and then to a in Tucson, Colorado.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options for Zen. There's some really good books. If anybody wants to follow up with me and send me an email, I can send you books that are in the different traditions. So let's go through the 7 kinds of meditations that I'm aware of. First one's mindfulness meditation. So where you're just trying to be fully present in your life and notice what's happening, be here now, kind of like that. Ram Dass, that sort of thing. And mindfulness meditation can be done anywhere. Most people prefer to sit in a quiet place and focus on your breathing. So one way you could do it is, we can try this now. Take a breath in for 10 seconds, hold it for 10 seconds, and let it out for 10 seconds. Let's do that 4 times. Ready? Last time. So that's what a mindfulness meditation is like. You can do it like that. Not everybody can sit still. I, for one, have a hard time with that. So I prefer the more motion-driven meditations, or the ones that have music involved. But Transcendental Meditation, as though some of y'all are familiar with, is in that zone. You get a mantra, a word, or a phrase that you just repeat, and so it drowns out your inner noise, right? You're just quieting your inner noise. And you'll get relaxed, more relaxed and rest, and you'll have less cortisol in your body, and evidently your blood pressure will drop as well. These are excellent for all kinds of things. Guided meditations, I'm going to take you through one here in a minute. Any kind of yoga meditation, there are all different kinds of yoga. Some of them are particularly good if you have depression, if you suffer from depression. Kundalini yoga is actually really good for that. They've done all kinds of studies on that. Insight meditation, where you're working on your well-being and your kindness, your self-kindness, being kind to yourself, noticing, having body talk. Maybe you've done a non-spiritual version of this, where you're supposed to notice what's going on in your body. That's a kind of meditation. Yeah. Some of these are really good if you're having memory problems, or if you're worried about Alzheimer's or somebody in your family. Meditation can actually help that. Just calming down, relaxation. It supposedly slows aging. Meditation. They say that you will have less of the gray matter stuff disappearing if you meditate. It's considered safe for everybody. It's really good for pain reduction if you're suffering from pain. Chronic pain situations, meditation is, there are techniques that will help you with that. I want to tell you about some people that are famous that you might want to read up on before we get to the fun part. So Thich Nhat Hanh would be one. Tara Brach, if you're familiar with her. Diana Winston, Bronte Sherpala, Joan Halifax, Sarah Oster. These are all people you can check out. John Kabat-Zinn, Sharon Salzberg. I've done her class, it was awesome. Thupten Chodron, Deepak Chopra. These are all people you can check out. So, would you like to try a guided meditation? I brought one today. It's called You Are Loved. It's actually by this woman who writes for a website called Shambhala Kids. So it's actually a kids meditation, but I thought it would give you an idea of what this is like. So just get comfortable. Put your feet on the floor. Get comfortable and take in a big, deep breath. When you let it out, feel everything around you getting calmer and quieter. Take in another long breath, release it slowly, and feel even calmer still. As you continue to breathe deeply and calmly, notice that the only thing you want to pay attention to is my soothing voice. Now imagine in front of you a movie screen. On the screen, you see images from your life. You see every time you did something kind for someone. You also see every time someone did something nice for you. As you watch the movie, see how happy you've made other people, and you see all the happy times that you've had as well. As you continue to watch this movie, You see a time when you helped somebody who needed you. Just this thought makes you feel warm and cozy inside. Now switch to a time when someone helped you. Think how good you felt to know that someone was there with you. Feel all those wonderful good feelings come rushing back to your heart. Watch these beautiful moments of your life and remember how happy you were and how wonderful you felt. All these happy feelings, all those times you felt warm and fuzzy, were because of a very special feeling, love. These things you see in front of you happen because you loved and showed that love is love to someone else and because they love you. Love is about taking care of other people, doing nice things, expressing your gratitude, and showing kindness and patience. Inside of us, we are all really that. Simply love. Remember all this love you have inside of you and how easy you can express your love with simple acts of kindness toward yourself and others. You are truly wonderful. You are pure love. Notice how the love feels like a soft, warm blanket wrapped all around you. It makes you feel warm and peaceful and happy. Now take in a deep, nice breath and exhale slowly. Continue to feel all the wonderful feelings of love and gentleness as you snuggle in for sleep tonight. Sweet dreams. All right, wake up and come back to the service. So that's what guided meditation is like. There are millions of them. And like I said, that one is from Shambhala Kids. They have a number of them, and they work for grown-ups, as you can tell. And they'll let you freely download their reflections. Also, if you just search meditation scripts, it'll come up on Google. And you can find, even if you can't afford to hire anyone or to do a class, although almost everybody I mentioned has a website and classes. Some of them are free. Some of them have YouTube and podcasts. So there's no reason why we can't get more information out there. I also want to talk to you about some of my favorites. So I was going to talk about art therapy for a few minutes if you're cool with that. So I want you to imagine that you have a piece of paper, because I tried to think how we could do this, but I think there's too many people and not enough tables. So we can do this with the music. There are meditations where you listen to the music and you can do a lot of different things with it. So you could have a journal and you could write about what the music makes you feel like or what it makes you think of. And you can do that in your journal. You can make puppets. You can do line art. My favorite thing is a thing called bilateral drawing. So like Ken is going to play us some music.
Are we happy or sad?
You can be whichever one you feel like. And so what you want to do is put some music on and have something to draw with, crayon, pens, pencil, doesn't matter, on a big piece of paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw with both hands while the music is happening. And it's really, really good if you cross over, because then you're working on the connections between the two sides of your brain, and it's really good. This is an excellent way, other than playing Tetris, to chill out if you've had a traumatic experience. So, shouting, if y'all can do it in the air or you can just feel it. Play a different kind of music. You will. Y'all give it up for Ken for playing. Katie. Thank Allison always, everybody who sets up the chairs. John back at the back, we appreciate you so much.
I tried to do this as a waltz, so let me get it a waltz.
So you get the idea about this. You can also do this for your emotions. So like, if you don't know what you're feeling really, put some music on and draw a bunch of hearts, and then try it and put the emotions that you're feeling in different hearts. That kind of thing. Idea. It's really fun and relaxing. You can get one of those big drawing things at HEB, and you don't have to show it to anybody. Just use it. Butcher paper is a cheap way to do it. You can entertain a bunch of people for a long time if you just cover a table in paper and let them go. You can draw something really huge. You can use colors and say what the colors mean. You could play heavy metal and death metal, and then play some classical music, and then play some whatever kind of music you want. It's all available to you in this age. You can Zen tangle. Anybody Zen tangled before? You basically just make a doodle, and then start filling it in, and just keep doodling until the whole page is full. That's a Zen tangle. It gets you out of your head. Draw your vision of a perfect day. What would you put in the picture? You can take photographs of things that you think are beautiful and make collages. If you don't feel like, don't judge yourself when you're drawing. I mean, I know that people did it to you when you were little, but don't do it to yourself. It's mean. Just enjoy drawing. Don't worry about whether it's good or bad. You can draw or write. If you're more happy writing words, then I would suggest writing your most spiritual experience that's ever happened to you. And tell every detail you can remember. Try to be as involved as possible. These are all good. You can make portraits. You can do a future self-portrait. Like if you're working on a big idea, like, becoming a minister or something, you could draw a picture of yourself as that thing, and that will help you get there, political office perhaps. And you could draw that and make it happen. You wouldn't be able to find out all this stuff. You can make all kinds of collages. You can do paintings, collage paintings. My wife Meg, she has an art collection, and she doesn't buy paintings because we don't have that kind of money, but she collects art off the internet, and she has a whole collection. It's awesome. It's an awesome thing to do. So you can draw yourself as an animal. What's your spirit guide? It's fun. I know in RE they made a mascot for the RE, and they added all these different parts of animals and made it their own animal. So these are all things you can do. Anyway, I have hundreds of these, so let me know if I can be of any assistance. Thank you for listening this morning.
Now let an offering be taken to sustain and strengthen this place which is sacred to so many of us. A community of memory and of hope, for we are now keepers of the dream. This church shares the proceeds of the offering plate donation every week to support important nonprofit organizations with which we work. This month, we are proud to support the Pride Community Center. Please be as generous as you can. We give thanks for these gifts we have given, for those we receive, and for each other. May your generosity return to you tenfold. Now please join me in extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish its flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather